to elicit some help from the audience in asking for some unpopular Disney opinions.
Yeah, I just went to Capture the Magic community and just put out a question. Hey, throw me your unpopular Disney opinions and we'll talk about it on the show. A lot of people answered, like a lot. Mm-hmm. So I have many of them to go through, but we're going to kind of take it. I think we should take it by park. Like talk about the ones that we want to talk about, like Magic Kingdom, then Epcot, and then all the parks, and then general or something.
That's okay. That works for me.
That sound good to you?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
So we'll start with the ones that people gave, and then we'll name some of our own. I think at the end.
Sounds good.
I think that'd be good. So, okay, the first one, I think you're gonna agree with it since you said this before.
Okay.
I don't get the hype or the wait times for Peter Pan's flight.
Who said this? But we'll
say
who's it.
That's Jen Bennett Benier.
Okay.
Yes. She says that. Sheila Cross agreed. So did Abby Traxel. Brooks Walter also agreed. So yeah, a lot of agreement on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of probably unpopular Disney opinions, which we can talk about.
You probably do, but this one specifically,
yeah.
It's very short. It's a short ride.
Mm-hmm. It's a short ride. It's also based on a villain.
Okay, so that's
the fact that he's, that whole thing.
Every time I mention Peter Pan, every time.
Listen, how else am I gonna get the word out? I like the ride, but the wait time just doesn't. Yeah, I think the wait time is astronomical. I mean, I guess
you fly. That's what's cool about it.
I definitely think the wait time doesn't, like, I feel like it's not worth that wait time at all. But I think it's it's an old. I mean, a character's been around forever.
Yeah,
and where it's also located in Fantasyland is a bottleneck. So I think that doesn't help it either because there's just a ton of people that go through there.
Right, and she was just talking about the wait times, like why it gets so busy, and partly is because of the way it's loaded. Like it loads like consistently, so it's not like sped up or slowed down. It's the same. So more people, longer wait it's going to be, and it really can't change the speed of that.
Yeah.
I get why kids like it. Obviously, you're flying in a boat. That's pretty cool. I do like the queue though. I like the queue. Like you're in the Darlings residence and you see your shadow on the wall, and like there's a lot of cool features, which those are relatively new the last couple years.
I feel like they did that in like 2018,
something like that. Yeah,
on there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
that one I agree with. Okay.
I would say I will partially agree with that. Jared wholeheartedly agrees with that.
I guess the Jared the standard of approval there, I suppose.
So they're so funny. Okay, a couple people said Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is overrated.
For its wait time, I probably would agree. I like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Amanda Jackson said, I don't wait for it unless it's rope drop.
I would agree with that. We don't touch it unless we happen to have like a lightning lane for it. I almost said fast pass. Lightning lane.
Or we get there at rope drop.
It's rope dropped, right. Or like you're gonna try and ride it right before park close or something like that. But right. I like the ride. But yeah, right. I agree. It's just typically it's not worth waiting 90 minutes plus, which is typically what the wait time is for that.
Yep. I'm gonna go general here because I saw this a couple times, and Bo Scott said Magic Kingdom is the worst park.
Well,
the four.
Animal Kingdom exists, so I can't agree with that. I mean, I don't. It just depends. Like for us, like obviously our kids, like Magic Kingdom is obviously the most family-friendly, kid-friendly park. So I mean, for us, like I still enjoy Magic Kingdom. Like if we went there, on an evening, like there's still like you and I can have fun at Magic Kingdom,
sure.
And I think with our kids we have fun. But I would disagree with that. I think, personally speaking, do you agree with that?
I don't. I don't agree with that.
I mean, it's a worse park for certain aspects, I guess you could say, like waiting for fireworks, the line, the crowd sometimes, things like that. It has things about it that can be not the best, but as the parks go, I mean, I enjoy Magic Kingdom.
I mean, I do too. Let's see. Talk about Magic Kingdom. Oh, somebody said Gianni said mine is Jungle Cruise is overrated and needs an update. Kelly Holland said same. So, what do we think about Jungle Cruise? You know,
I thought you were asking me. Go ahead.
I was, and I just started talking.
I started answering, and you just
I'm so sorry.
Go right ahead.
No, I will listen to your answer.
You go.
I asked the question. You answer the question. Thank you.
What is your opinion on blah blah blah?
Well, here's the opinion.
Here's my answer.
Sorry.
No. I think it's one of those things when you go a lot and you ride Jungle Cruise a lot. But again, it's like people that go a lot of times tend to like it the most because I think they just enjoy the cheesiness of the jokes and things like that. I feel like if they redid it, it wouldn't be as good. So I think you just leave it alone, personally speaking. Like it has plenty of demand. People enjoy it. I think it's fun. The skippers, the thing interesting about Jungle Cruise is the skippers are what kind of make that ride for a lot of people. So you can go on that ride multiple times and you can have different experiences depending on the skipper that you get. Mm-hmm. So I would disagree just because I don't know. Well, they have changed it actually. They've made some changes to it. They took out a lot of the Trader Sam stuff and things like that. But all in all, I think I would just leave it alone mostly. I think it's more of a classic type ride, and I think the classic rides, for the most part, should be left alone. You know, I'm not saying you don't update them here and there, but I don't think like a massive change to Haunted Mansion or Jungle Cruise is something that I don't think most people would want. Yeah. Nor myself included.
Here's one. Sorcerers of...
What was your opinion on it?
I think they need to update jokes. You know, the jokes only change for like when it's seasonal.
Yeah, you could update. You have a different rotation of jokes.
The same animatronics, they need to be updated. I still like the attraction though. It's kind of how I feel about Pirates.
Yeah,
same kind of thing.
I think given the ride is very unique, like the jokes could have some different jokes in there from time to time, or maybe do it more themed stuff, like different seasons. You do different types of Jungle Cruise maybe or something like summer cruise, and then you've got fall cruise, like stuff like that. Maybe it could be cool, but. As the ride goes, I don't really think it needs like a massive overhaul, though.
Okay, I'll do two more for Magic Kingdom, then move on. So,
okay.
Ben Irwin says, Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom was a delightful hidden gem of a park, and it was a tragedy they decided to trash it. Maybe not such a hot take or unpopular opinion, but I feel so many people had no clue of its existence. I felt it was such a fun and free way to interact with the park that didn't involve a long queue or reservation. You could do it at your own pace, plus you'd have a few of the cards to take home as a souvenir at no additional cost. No additional cost and no long waits is a rarity for any activity at a Disney park. I was so bummed to see it go. So, unfortunately for our children, they were too young.
I know
to do this. Whenever it went away. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have loved to do it.
I think our daughter would love it.
Oh my god!
Well, and it's one of those things too, where I still don't understand why they got rid of it because it was such an easy win. It's something that they didn't have to mess with. People got the cards. Yeah. It gave people more things to do in the parks.
Did some of the features not work? Is that they just didn't want to fix them?
Maybe, but I don't know. To me, that's something that I think they should bring back or they should never got rid of. But yeah, I never really did it much, but I think I would have loved to do it with our kids. I think our kids would really like it. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last one for Magic Kingdom I'll say is that, and this is for Misha. And Misha lives in California. So you can tell where this is going to go. Magic Kingdom is a knockoff Disneyland, and Walt didn't want another theme park in Florida. He wanted the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. He's a Disneyland purist, and I understand his opinion. I don't know. I mean, it is. I mean, it looks a lot like Disneyland, but it is quite different in a lot of ways.
He's probably not. Well, I don't know if Walt ever said he didn't want the Magic Kingdom. I don't know that off the top of my head. He did want Epcot. I know Epcot was the big driving force behind the whole thing with Florida. I mean, Magic Kingdom has its own feel. It's obviously it pulls a lot from Disneyland because Walt, was behind both parks.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it has its own personality to it. Like Disneyland's very unique, as it's a lot of a locals park. It's very different compared to Magic Kingdom. So I think it has its own personality in that way. But yeah, I think Walt's biggest vision was Epcot.
Calling it a knockoff, though.
I don't think it's a knockoff.
I don't think it's a knockoff.
I think it's a nice way. It's like you've got the East Coast, West Coast stuff. I think it's it's an East Coast version that has its own flair to it. But it's hard to know what Walt would have really wanted on that, but we don't know. I mean, I would assume they had Roy and Walt were talking about Disney World up until Walt died to some extent. So you would think that, he knew what Walt would have wanted. So because Roy was a big driving force in just even it getting opened. So I would assume he would have known what Walt, his wishes would have been.
Yeah.